fight isn't over. The fight is just beginning.
What's going on, guys? This is Carl with the Racerred channel. Out here exploring a little bit today. I was thinking about what the perfect motorcycle would be. Throughout history, we've kind of gone with more and more horsepower. Back in the 60s and 70s, I think they were pretty much under 20 horsepower. And it wasn't uncommon to have a bike that had 10 or 5 horsepower, a little Honda Trail 90 or a Trail 125. Which is kind of a funny thing because recently they started making the Honda Trail 125 again with fuel injection, and it has become a very popular bike. I think people might be circling back around to get some of those old reliable style bikes that are just nothing that's gonna have you flying down a trail, floating over stuff, but something that's just going to be small and lightweight and fun that you can just put around on and use to hunt with. Which I really don't mind the thought of that. I mean, I've got that little Honda 125 I've used, and I find that as long as I keep it going real slow, I can get just about anywhere with that. But if you pick up the pace at all, like if you let your momentum carry you down a hill a little bit and like start navigating some rocky terrain, it's a little bit sketchy because of clearance. I'm used to being suspended up in the air, and it has its downsides as well. You definitely need to stand up on the bike and balance it. It's a different machine though, those 125s they make now. I mean, in comparison to the ones they made back in the day, there's good and bad. One of the bad things is that you can't switch the gearing, as far as I know, and I think I know I watched a video where a guy took one of those new 125s and like he rode it a really long ways with his buddy who had an old school 90, and they ended up going off-road, and the guy on the old school 90 switched his gearing, which was one of the features back then. You could switch the sprockets really easily. You could put like the trail gear on, and he did that, and it was a lot easier to ride on the trails. So the new bike doesn't have that, but the new bike has better metals. It's just going to be way more reliable in terms of durability. However, it does have fuel injection, and you could say that's good or bad, but when it comes to working on the thing, if you have trouble with your fuel injection, it could cause issues for sure. And with 4-strokes, they have made that fuel injection pretty much seamless now, but I wouldn't worry about it too much. But yeah, that's definitely an option, just to go basic. And the cool thing about riding in that way is it keeps your speed down, and you can just wander around and kind of browse. You can just look around. You don't miss many of the wildlife around you when you're doing that. Had to make sure the camera was still recording. I'm pushing its limits today. But since the very beginning, they've had dual sports pretty much. A lot of the bikes were dual purpose, like they just didn't have the requirements that we do now. So like a lot of the two-strokes were just something that people would take on the street. But now we have things like the DRZ 400, which is a bike that they made in 2000, I think, or 2001. In its current form, anyway. And that thing has been just timeless. I would recommend buying one of those brand new, even today. But if you can pick one up used, that's by far the way to go. Get one for half price that way. So nowadays everything is very much a specialized motorcycle. So if you want to go on a dirt bike ride, you want the best on these trails, then a two-stroke is the way to go. Like the one I'm riding right now. It's a very refined machine, purpose-built. And then if you want to go on the street, man, there are specialized bikes for that as well. There's specialized in terms of comfort, and they're specialized in terms of performance, like my R1. Comfort-wise, you got the Harleys, or the Honda Shadows, the cruiser styles. And they have in-betweens, like the MT-09, where it's more of a standard riding position. If I were to pick one motorcycle to do everything on, it honestly wouldn't be a street bike. I wouldn't even think about the street bikes. It would have to go everywhere. And for me, even the DRZ doesn't do what I need it to do if I had one bike. So my choice for the perfect bike for one motorcycle owners is probably something like a Beta 500 RRS or a KTM Husqvarna Honda bike that is similar. A lightweight dual sport, that way you can have good performance on and off road. You're not going to be that comfortable on the road, you're not going to be that comfortable on the trail, but you're going to be pretty close on both of those. Anyways guys, I'm gonna stop the video right here. Gotta switch out my battery, so I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.